Okay, this is Pastor George, and we are back on the Generation Now Ride, and we're talking to Len. What's your last name, Len? Brockman. And Len is our host here in Suffolk, Virginia. He was with us at Bike West today when we redid our bikes. Bill Williams is not here. We just missed him. Maybe we can talk to him later. But I was intrigued because when we arrived yesterday, Len had an entire touring bicycle set up sitting in his dining room. And anybody who's ready to tour at a moment's notice is the guy that we want to hear from. So we're going to let Len just tell you about himself and then a little bit about his bike.
My name is Len Brockman, and currently we live in Suffolk, Virginia. Last year I had the opportunity to travel across America. I used the Trans Am bike path. And I actually didn't tour on this. I toured on a cat trike, 3 wheels, 2 wheels in the front, 1 in the back, and I pulled a trailer. Currently, though, right now I'm the proud owner of a Mazzi Special Randonneur, and that just means in French the wanderer. And my bike is set up, as you can see, with and it actually is a true touring bike. It's a steel frame. It has 18 gears on it, which is sufficient enough for this area. A large sprocket, a 54 and then a 38. Small. I have 2 panniers on the back, 2 panniers in the front. This is my sleeping pad, which is a little bit large, which Jeff kind of laughed at me because it was large, but you have to remember I have 2 artificial hips and I have a lot of other structural damage to my body, so I'm just glad that I can do this.
Hey, your pad is your business. If that could be a king-size mattress, I'd say go for it, so that's good.
I have just started building up my touring bike. This year my goal is to take 2 tours, one to Naghead and then another one about 28 miles to a campsite. I have a bag in the front, which I just put on, which I think is, for a lack of better terms, the cat's meow, because it carries all of my rain gear, my food, any other...
What's that big plastic envelope on the top?
This plastic envelope is actually a map case, and it protects your maps or whatever you want to put up there, but it's a map case.
Okay.
And then inside I just have a series of raincoats and foods and stuff. This is my lamp, but as you can see it's my headlight, but the bag is in the way, so I'm trying to figure out how to modify my bike to make this work, because it is important that not only the riders, people see you from the back, but also see you coming. And
it's good.
I have a Sigma computer on it. I also have my little iPod.
Oh, that's cool. It's like a little dashboard for a car.
Yeah, and you know what? This is the next best thing to duct tape. It's
that.
Velcro, and Velcro works great. You can use a lot of things. I have a Soma rack on the front, which I attach my panniers.
Okay, that's this silver.
That's the silver
thing. There you go. Okay.
I have fenders on it, which this bike comes completely rigged for touring, except for, of course, your rack and your panniers. But the fenders, everything else comes on it. I have a leather seat which came with it, which is really a very comfortable seat after you've...
Okay, but your seat looks like it's broken. What happened to the nose?
No, that's the way it is. That's the way it's made to give you that comfort, so you can at least sit up on it, and gives you a little bit more room to wiggle.
That's good.
I added a kickstand along with the panniers, just to help me balance the bike so I don't have to lean it against trees. Okay. I changed out the cage pedals, which were just to slip your foot inside of a cage, and I put mountain bike SPD pedals on it. Okay. Gives me a bigger platform for my feet. It gives me a little bit steadier. So I feel a little bit more steady on it.
SPD.
SPD.
That's a special clip-in device.
Yes.
Right? And that's what you see
Shimano pedal device. I think that's what it stands for.
It's right in the middle there, and your shoes actually clip right into that pedal.
Two-sided, so you know if you catch yourself and it spins, at least you have another you can go right in.
Good, good.
It's a steel frame.
So what's the difference? Why would steel matter versus, say, aluminum?
Steel absorbs the shock on the road. Aluminum is great for people who want to race, but when you're touring, you want to have something that's going to absorb the shock of the road. It gives you a little bit stronger frame too. It's not quite as, it's a lot heavier than most bikes. I mean, it's not a lot heavier, but it's more heavy than most bikes. Like Nick's bike is specialized in its cross bike, cyclocross. So this is actually made specifically for touring.
Well, let's invite Nick. Nick, can you come over here for 1 second to compare shifters? The shifters are a little different on Len's bike. Just pull it up right here, bro. So, Nick, how do you shift your bike when you're shifting the gears up and down?
These are basically attached to the brakes themselves. When I want to shift down to easier gear, I just click once over here, and as long as everything's aligned correctly, and I have to admit, the problem with these is that you do have to do a lot of adjustments.
Okay.
I pretty much daily have to make sure it's spot on, and if I want to shift back up to a higher gear, just click it down right there.
And then how do you put on the brakes?
The brakes are just right here.
So
I got double brakes on these guys. Got a second line right here, just in case I want to change my position and get a little higher up.
All right. So that's one setup. You've got brakes and shifters in the same handles. So how do yours work, Len?
These are what's called bar cons or bar-in shifters. This is my front derailleur. And this is all really very unique because I can make it where you don't have to worry about the click. You can just feel in and out. You can take it out of the shifting mode where it clicks in, or you can take it into a manual mode. This is my front derailleur. This moves my front derailleur up and down on the gears.
Okay.
This is my rear derailleur, and what I like about this is that I can be in a position of relaxed drop mode and shift with my finger up and down. And it's not, again, I can put it into a click mode, a friction mode, where I'll hear the click. But what I like about this is that you can just feel it. And if you start hearing the clicking sounds, you know, after you've shifted too far or shifted too low. So I like it because it allows me that freedom.
Good.
My brakes are right here. I find that as I began riding on this bike, that I was able to go more relaxed position in my drops, and which makes you more aerodynamic, gives you a stretch on your back. You're not so cramped, and you know. And I bought this bike because it was in the shop and I was looking for a touring bike, and I was actually tossing the idea around between this and Cannondale or a Trek 520, which is also a steel touring bike. But this was a perfect bike, perfect match, and it was there.
So what happened with your trike that you used on the Trans Am last year? I
actually became stronger as I rode last year, and I was able to transfer from a trike recumbent bicycle to a regular sitting upright bicycle. My legs became stronger, my core muscles became stronger, and that in turn helped me become a lot more steady, a lot more stable on my bike.
Okay. So this is say the name for us again?
The Amazi Randonneur. And Randonneur in...
Spécial Randonneur, right?
Yep, and in the French it means wanderer. Randonneur means a wanderer.
So would you recommend the Amazi Randonneur?
Yes, I would. It's you get your money's worth when you're looking for a touring bike, and you're looking for a well-built steel frame, and I would highly recommend it. I put anywhere from 60 to 100 miles a week on it.
Cool. All right. Well, and you can see that Len is a Bike West fan. So, folks, if you ever get to Suffolk, Virginia, come visit my Bike West.
And if you're riding through Suffolk, Virginia, and need a place to stay, come mi casa, su casa.
All right. God bless you, Len. Thank you for the tour.
Thank you, Pastor.
Bye-bye.